So look, if you're installing racing seats, you probably heard you got to stick a resistor in the connector for the airbag so that the airbag light doesn't come on. But it's not that simple. And let me explain why. Yes, putting a resistor in the connector will trick the computer into thinking the airbag is present. However, in the instance of a crash, the computer's going to send full voltage to that resistor and it's going to burn up and it could cause a fire. Even if you get flame-proof resistors, it could still cause a fire. So I'm going to show you how to properly build your own airbag seat cancelers. And in a future video, I'm going to install those. So let's get to it. So these are the resistors I'm going to be using in place of the airbags. And they claim to be flame-proof resistors. They are 3.3 ohm. Just 3.3, not 3.3 kiloohm, not 3.3 milliohm. What I've got here is I've put the resistor on a jumper box which will simulate battery voltage, and I'm going to turn it on and see what happens to the resistor. There we go. That doesn't look flame proof. So we're going to use a fuse because that could set your carpet on fire. Now what you just saw was the resistor being overloaded, and if the car were ever in a crash, full voltage would be sent through the resistor to deploy the airbag, and the resistor would glow red hot like that. And being it's under your seat, it could cause the carpet to catch on fire. So we're going to install a fuse in line with the resistor, so in the event of a crash where that airbag would be deployed, it will trip the fuse as opposed to burning up the resistor. Alright, so what I've got here is my airbag simulator. Consists of a 3.3 ohm resistor, a 1 amp fuse, and a section of wire all soldered together. I'm going to redo it. This solder looks terrible because I tried soldering a paper clip on there, but it wouldn't absorb the solder, so I melted the fuse doing it. This is just for, demonstration, but that's what it's going to look like. Ohm's law tells us that this 3.3 ohm resistor with about 12 volts going through it, you're going to see roughly somewhere between 3.5 and 4 amps of current going through that resistor. So that should be more than enough to blow our 1 amp fuse. And I will test it. I'll test this one since it looks like crap, but let's make sure it works. Okay, so what this test is going to do is it's going to simulate a crash where the computer will send full battery voltage to the airbag, which this is going to be plugged into where the airbag should be. So I'm going to turn this on, and what we want to see is we want to see that fuse pop. We don't want to see the resistor glow red like the last one. So here we go. Trying to get a good shot. Alright. Guess what? Fuse popped immediately. No glowing red resistor. That's perfect. That means it works. And I just wrapped them up in some tape to keep everything insulated so there's no shorts or whatever. Now we can install them in the car.